What is karma? Only that action which brightens divine feelings is action, the rest is non-action. The path that does not give rise to divine feelings, even though pleasant, is to be discarded. The path which inspires godly feelings should be accepted, in spite of its being unpleasant. It is man's duty to take up the direction towards attainment of truth. The propitious path is in the direction of immortality. Pleasant is that which is apparently alluring and the result is poisonous, inauspicious and troublesome, the direction towards death. Neither the unpleasant action should be thought of nor should there be effort to become favorite to others. Only that action which leads to God is action, the rest is non-action, action that leads to death. Man should be in swakriya. The actions of ordinary men are for the fulfillment of want. The actions of the aspirant are to reach his innate nature. Kriya Yoga is the direction to the ultimate objective and kriyabhag. Enjoyment of the fruits of action is the way of the world. One who follows the path of Kriya Yoga is in the direction of salvation. Whatever direction one gets, he should be ever engaged in such action that leads to freedom from action. In the perpetual union with the ultimate reality, there arises no question of past and transcendence of past. First be in action in whatever path you are in, with single-minded devotion. Then only you will become free from action. Yogi means one who is ever in union with the ultimate reality, and salvation is in the perpetual union with the ultimate reality. Whatever action is done with a sense of doership is painful. There is such a thing as prarabdha, a part of the past action which is bound to fructify and causes birth and death. And there is also a stage beyond prarabdha where there is no question of eligibility and non-eligibility. When the flood comes, everything is washed away. Nobody has to renounce anything deliberately. With the final ablation of karma, renunciation takes place on its own. Man is born to enjoy or suffer what is destined. So long as one cannot rise above destiny, where is the way out of God's ordain? The fruit of karma goes in accordance with your actions. Where do you have the power to decide whether he can do and undo his own dispensation? Everything is possible in his kingdom. He can do everything. You do not have the right to think about what he is doing and you for what. Why should he always act as you wish? He is the form's supreme Lord. Whatever he does is for your good, that should be remembered. Perform action with good intent. Try to rise up stepwise through actions. Hold on to him in all work, then nothing has to be left aside. The quest for the Lord of the goal will also be easy. Your work will also be completed perfectly. Whenever you do any work, do it with your mind, body and speech, simply and with contentment. Then perfection in action will be there. In due time the dry leaves will fall off automatically and new leaves will appear. Where there is the continuum of pure thought, there definitely is a path to the diminution of karmas. As long as the goal is not attained, the fruit of action, non-action and wrong action has to be experienced. Man is born for the fulfillment of his karma and for the fulfillment of his turns of birth. A strong man, or in whom God's power manifests, can change his own karma. There are many actions that lead to miserable condition after death. These do not lead to a happy ending. One has to go from darkness to deeper darkness. It is not possible to say why this happens. It is his playful will. As the karma is, the results are likewise. Whenever one is vested with a particular work, and if he does not perform it cheerfully keeping God as the goal, the work goes to waste in spite of hard labor. Man should do worldly service cheerfully as service to God. In worldly activities, transient joy and anguish at the back of it follows like a shadow. One has to be a traveler towards the attainment of the self. With the progressive move towards God, the pains of action will gradually diminish. This has to be remembered. The veil of ignorance disappears by strong action. The objective should be given the upper hand in all actions. Right action cannot be futile. One has to reap the fruit of previous actions. As long as there is no union with God through karma yoga, he does not leave man without giving through him the fruits of his sanchit karma, accumulated actions during in previous births. Do whatever God makes you do. In some auspicious moment he will shower grace. With single-minded devotion engage in action. Most of the time the Guru advises some spiritual practice to make one eligible. Wait for the auspicious moment. One should sit with the aim to have God's touch. Keep on trying for eligibility till the response is received. Once the right action starts, there is no fall. The purer the mind, the more beautiful will be the action pertaining to God. He is also in the form of karma. Action should reflect pure and simple attitude. Someone should treat me with love or respect, or someone should work for me. On this path, one should not expect all such things at all. At all times take resort to patience and restraint. Just as a drop of curd transforms a whole lot of milk into curds, likewise the appearance of the slightest anger in action is most harmful. Remember this. Whatever you do, do it well. You will feel the taste of doing while work is in progress. For the manifestation of the objectives of action it is necessary to observe the correct rites and rituals, the manifestation which dispels darkness. Try to convert extrovert action into introvert one. Always, effort should be made to keep the physical body engaged in spiritual action. Mental distress is the way of thinking that keeps God at a distance. Man should try to establish himself in his innate nature, being freed from the chase of want. Man suffers and enjoys as a consequence of his karma. There is karma yoga, action that leads to union with the ultimate reality, and karma bhog, suffering and enjoyment of fruits of action, as well. For salvation, always keep the mind immersed in God remembrance, japa, meditation and contemplation, which are the ways to peace. When there is awakening of honest desire, God verily fulfills it. Good and benefaction are there when the honest desire is always kept awakened. Right action yields result when performed deliberately or reluctantly. Fortune opens up in right action and observance of spiritual rites, misfortune gradually goes away. Life in the world is a journey. With a sense of duty and according to the capability, try to do faultlessly whatever comes in the way of the world. It is in the innate nature of God to reveal his omnipotence where there is God's contemplation and chanting of God's name.